Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to another episode of the Chocolate Shack. Inshallah, today I'd like to deal with the continuous attacks on Black American men as regards this election coming up. The Democratic shills have come out from underneath all of their rocks, and they are attacking Black men. And at the same time wondering why you have this slide in Black men voting for the Democratic Party. So let's say again, as I repeated in a former video, Black people en masse are not voting for the Democratic Party the way we have since the election of President Barack Hussein Obama. And I don't know why people can't wrap their minds around this. What we've seen is, or what we're witnessing is Black people moving away from a party that even when they had a Black man at the top of the ticket, couldn't manage to take care of anything that was considered to be Black affairs. Or as the streets are saying right now, there were no tangibles put on the table to take care of what's going on with Black America. Now I get Black American men, Black Americans en masse, but Black American men in particular have a right to complain because we are the second longest ethnic group of Americans. Well, let's correct that. We're the third group if you count the natives themselves, right? Outside of the natives and the Europeans that brought us here, the African American, the Black American, the Negro, the colored, or whatever other name has been assigned to us, and we've been accepted, and we have accepted. We are the third longest running group of Americans, but yet we are at the bottom of the American economic and social ladder. Again, as I've said before, we are the mudsills of this society. Now, we get a Black man on top of the Democratic Party's ticket, and all of these Black folks, I mean, we came out the woodworks voting for this man to get him in there, right? Along with other Americans who wanted to see hope and change, remember? We put this man at the top of the ticket, and did we get hope and change? No, we didn't. We got loss of more housing, Black American wealth. It declined under President Obama. It's not totally his fault. I understand all that. I'm just giving the facts. It declined under President Obama because had it declined under Bush, had it declined under Reagan, had it declined under Trump, everybody be saying it's their fault. So this happened under Obama's watch. Black wealth declined. We lost homes and everything because Obama, he bailed out Wall Street and he sank Main Street, although he said he would do just the opposite. That hurt us. Not to mention, Glass-Steagall was not put back by the Obama administration. Not to mention all the other things that he could have done that would have been helpful to Black Americans. And we can go on down the line and the list for that, right? Even prison reform. He started doing some little things with prison reform right as he went out the door and then backed off of that. And Trump came in and ended up dealing with prison reform. And I think 30,000 Black Americans, or maybe Black American men, I'm not very sure about the specifics of that because I read an article about it some time back and I'm getting kind of dusty on it. But I believe it was 30,000 Black American men were released from prison under Trump, something that Obama could have made sure that he grabbed himself for his own legacy. But he didn't. It took Donald Trump to do it. And now people are wondering, why is Trump gaining traction with Black men? When under the Trump administration, we did see a uptick in Black jobs. We did see an uptick where Black people try to make a little, somewhat of a comeback, so to speak. So again, for those who know me, you know that the Sheikh is no fan of the Democratic Party, and I'm definitely no fan of the Republican Party. If I'm anything with the Republican Party, I'm an enemy of it, right? I was hoping not to be an enemy of the Democratic Party, but they've fallen now into that category as well. They're not going to do anything for Black America. They're not going to do anything for America. They're going to do what they have to do for rich Americans, right? The Democratic Party is no longer the party of my grandfathers. It's no longer the party of the unions. It's no longer a party of the working class. The unions, some of the biggest unions, didn't even back the Democratic Party this time out because they have nestled themselves up under the billionaire class. They've nestled themselves up under the oligarchs. So be it. Let them go on with them. So now we have two parties in America. The two main parties are now nestled up. You could put them in a box and put a bow on them and tie it up now. They belong to the rich, both parties. All right. So what we're left with now is working class Americans. Is we're left with the Green Party and we're left with the Libertarian Party. That's all we have out there that I know of. I know there's a Socialist Party and other groups that are out there, but they're not as strong as the Green Party or the Libertarian Party, as far as I know, in their numbers. Okay, so I just wanted to make this video today to call out some of these Democratic shills, because that's all they are. They're shills, okay? Outside of our former President Barack Hussein Obama, who is not a shill, he is an outright Democratic sycophant, right? He's a sycophant not only for the billionaire class, but also for the party. Of course, it was Barack Hussein Obama who turned the Democratic Party against Bernie Sanders, who, again, I supported, right? They turned the Democratic Party against Senator Bernie Sanders when he was ahead. He was ahead, and they should have just played fair ball and let everything fall to Sanders, and then they would have seen that he had the populist vote in his hand. The people would have went for him. The working class would have voted for him, and they would have defeated Trump probably both times if they went with Senator Bernie Sanders. But the Democratic Party don't have the mindset for it. They act like they don't understand what's going on out here. But the fact of the matter is, I'm wrong. I need to take back those statements. They do know. They do understand. They got the mindset, because what it is the billionaires up top are telling them what to do. And they're telling them, don't you vote for Bernie, because then we'll have to do this Medicare he's talking about. Then we will have to pay these taxes that Bernie's saying that we have to pay. We will have to pay our fair share of taxes. Yeah, that won't be good for business now. Y'all know that won't be good for business, to actually tax rich people the way we need to be taxed. Now, that won't be good for business. Although that's exactly what FDR and other presidents did in the past. And that's how America became great. That make America great again that they're always talking about. Yeah, that happened up under that man. Yeah, Roosevelt. President Fitzgerald Roosevelt. He was the one that did that. That make America great again. That wasn't a Republican thing, right? That was a Democratic thing done in a Democratic president who understood we better tax these rich people. Otherwise, the working class is going to stand up on us and we're going to get a revolution in this country. That's what he understood. So he went into action after the Great Depression, and he brought on taxing those billionaires up top, sat those billionaires down, all of them. It's a whole story about it. You can read about it. He sat them all down and told them, look here, do you guys want revolution in this country? The same way they got it over there in the Soviet Union, what's going on in Russia, the same thing that's going over here in Southeast Asia. Y'all want that? Because you keep it up, that's what you're going to get, right? You're going to get revolution. These people are not playing out here. The working class is rising up. We got to do something for them. So this is why President Roosevelt came up with the plan that he came up with, right? This is why America became great out of the 40s, the 50s, 60s. And then, of course, you start going through a decline when you came into the 70s and 80s, because people started to move away from those policies and they started to move right back to the right again. All right. So the great country that everybody thinks about, you know, that 1950s beaver cleaver kind of country, that's because of Roosevelt's policies. And America got on board. The rich got on board. The billionaire class got on board. And so everybody came up, you see, when the rich paid their fair share. But now they protect themselves. They're getting richer and richer and richer. And the gap between them and the lower classes is getting greater and greater and greater, to the point where I think somebody said, I think Bernie Sanders actually said it. You have like 4 billionaires that have as much money as 50% of the other half of Americans. So 4 white men are walking right now in the United States of America that have the combined wealth amongst the 4 of them as 50% of us at the bottom of the socioeconomic class. Good God Almighty. If you can't see that, I mean, you as blind as Stevie Wonder if you can't see that, right? And yet and still, the Democrats and the Republicans both have now nestled up under these people to control economic and social affairs. We have turned ourselves over to the rich. And you got the shills who are coming out now going to spank black men and try to make us a problem when we're not the problem. You are the problem as a sycophant, as a shill. You are the problem as a part of the machine that's holding down other Americans and keeping this country from being great. All right? Even if it wasn't great in the past, if people don't accept that as a greatness, then the economic prosperity that America has, and I guess that's what people talk about when they say America was great. You yourselves, you are suppressing it because you turned it over to the rich, and you yourselves have become rich. All right. So again, Barack Obama, number one. You know, he's horrible, man. He's turned out to be this horrible guy who continues to attack black men about our stance and why it is that black men are not supporting the Democratic Party, as if to say all these black men are now supporting the Republican Party, which is also not true, right? But of course, you're going to have an uptick in people supporting Trump, not the Republican Party, but Trump, because people see him as a Molotov cocktail that's being thrown in the system. See, I was told that by one of my white friends. He told me that. He said the last couple of times that he voted for Trump, that he's not voting for Trump because he believes in Trump's policies, so to speak, although this gentleman is a Republican. He said, I'm tired of the Republican Party and I'm tired of the Democratic Party. I'm tired of all of the racial division. I'm tired of all the stuff that's going on. And he looked at Trump as a Molotov cocktail thrown into the machine to blow it up. That's what he looked at it as. And he told me so. He told me it's the first time he voted for Trump when Trump was, going against Hillary. And I kind of didn't want to accept that. Second time out, people would say the same thing. They're voting for Trump because they actually want to see, they saw him as a disruption of the same old, same old. And again, I didn't agree, right? Third time, now this is man's third time running, and I finally get it. I finally see it. The Democrats are so horrible and the Republicans are so despicable that now I get it. I get it. And people will argue, as I have argued, oh, well, look at the policies that the man actually laid down. The policies that he actually laid down are Republican they're Republican politics. That's what he laid down. He is a typical Republican. When you, at the end of the game, when all the smoke and mirrors have disappeared, what has Trump actually done? He's done what Republicans normally do. That is correct. And I maintain that position. That's why I would never vote for him, right? But at the same time, we can't front. This man is hated by the elites. Ooh, they hate this man with a passion I hadn't seen in a long time. That's what's getting the goat of the other side. They can't stand the fact that Trump is standing up, despite the fact that the elites hate him. And they can't do anything about him. Because the vast majority of the working class, they see Trump as that Molotov cocktail. I get it now. I didn't get it before, but I get it now. The elites hate that man. They don't love him. And even the elites on the Republican side, they hate him. But they can't do anything about him because he has the working class now. Trump has taken the Republican Party away from them. So there's nothing they can do about it. But the elites in the Republican Party who are voting for Trump and siding with Trump, they hate his guts. They hate that man's guts. Not only do the elites hate him, but there's a certain type of the educated types. They hate Trump because of the way he is. He could be quite a brash and despicable character. He's not the normie kind of character that's all polished up, that can fool you, One of the reasons why black men don't like Kamala Harris and black people. I keep seeing black men. See, I'm falling for the trap. It's not about black men. It's about black people. Because black people are authentic. We are an authentic people. And that's why we make jokes about white people. That's why we make jokes about, other groups of people, Asians and others. When you're in our circles, we make jokes about these people because we can see in them the play, inauthenticity, right? The falseness, the phoniness. Black Americans, en masse in general, we just don't like that phoniness. We just don't like it. Because we know when people are phony, we know that they're being foxy for a reason, trying to do something to you. See, when a person's being phony and foxy, when a person's putting on a facade, that facade is there because they're trying to catch you. They're trying to catch you with something. There's something they want. And they come into you with that facade, that face, because they're trying to catch fish. And black folks, we've been caught up in too many nets. So, our heads on a swivel. We're always looking around for, who's trying to get me next, right? And so we don't like phoniness. We don't like fakers. And even when blacks do it, that's why we put the label Tom on them. And that's why we call them Oreos. And, that's why, we bash them, and we come out and attack them, and we push back. And that's what this video is. This is a pushing back against these shills that have now stepped up for the Democratic Party. We already mentioned Barack Obama. Yeah, I mean, brothers have just gotten despicable with attacking black men, saying that we're misogynistic, right? This is the whole thing now. We're chauvinistic and misogynistic. This is a trope that they throw on black men in their own convenience. And there's no evidence of black men being misogynistic. If any man in America is more compliant to female leadership and have the most respect for women as they move through their educations and move into power, it's going to be the black man. In fact, people called us simps before. You see how the game is played? See, I remember in the social media circles just about 3-4 years ago, the black man was the simp. And we, black men who were proud, stood up and was like, wait, we're not simps now. We're not simps. And we were given reasons for why we weren't simps. Now, from that time, we were simps, with all the demonstrations in the street, people talking about black women out there putting their bodies on the line, the black man ain't showing up, and the black man, all of that was going on, right? We weren't strong enough. We didn't protect the black women. Y'all remember that? Huh? You remember just a couple of years ago, 3-4 years ago, everybody was saying that, all these black women, right? These Black Lives Matter type black women, right? Oh, which nothing but third wave feminists. Oh, the black man don't protect the black woman. Oh, the black man, he helped the white man beat down on the black woman. Oh, the black man is weak. The most unprotected woman in America is the black woman, or the most unprotected person in America is the black woman. Y'all remember that? I remember well. Remember they said that? They would say that we were simps. We were weak. We were punks. Right? We couldn't stand up. We don't stand up for nobody. Right? That's what they were saying then. So now we went from being simps and punks and weak. Now all of a sudden we're chauvinistic, right? And misogynistic. So not only are we weak punks that don't stand up for black women, we don't protect our women, right? Not only we don't do that. Not only are we sorry, we don't go to work. We don't, we're unemployed. All we want to do is smoke weed all day, right? So this is not only that, but now we're misogynistic and chauvinistic. Man, isn't that amazing how people beat down on the black man? And then wonder why black men don't, like, if you beat down on me, are you expecting me then to turn around and continue to buoy you and support you? You beat me down just like the white man. And then you expect me to come out and say, okay, you right, boss. I'm sorry. Boss, I just don't protect my women. Because I ain't no kind of man. I's a boy. I ain't no man, Yes, boss. You right, boss. We sure don't like to work. No, we don't like to work to support our kids, boss. Don't want no women, don't want to support no kids. No, boss. And boss, you're right. Well, I tell you, at the end of the day, I just hate my mama. I hate my grandmama. I hates my woman. And I hates my daughters. And I hates my nieces. Them women folks are the worst of God's creation. Yeah, you boss, you're right. So I guess you done told me about myself. So let me get on in this line and vote for Vice President Kamala Harris. I guess that's what I need to do to redeem myself. I need to get a redemption card. So let me go vote for VP Harris. That's what y'all expect. I tell you, that's the one thing I got to say I'm enjoying right now. I am enjoying seeing the black man stand up for himself. That's right. Whether he vote for Trump or he votes green for Jill Stein and Dr. Rudolph Ware, or he stays his black ass home. I am so happy to see that one thing we're not doing is we're not going to just go and vote for VP Harris just because she's a woman, or just because she's a Democrat, or just because she's black. Oh my God, I'm so happy to see that. Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. I'm so glad to see that. God is great. God is great all the time. So finally, black people are starting to show you, if you come at us like this, especially black men, you come at us like this, then this is what you're going to get. You're going to get the opposite effect of what you think you're going to get. You won't get our support. We'll sit down on your black behind. We'll sit right down on you, President Obama. Let me do a little name calling real quick. I want to do a roll call of these Democratic shills, and these basically they turn into little sellouts and puppets, right? So first with Magic Johnson. We didn't forget you, Magic. I saw you up there, Magic, talking down on black men and trying to give black men a tongue lashing. People thought you thought you escaped this because you actually did it before Barack did. But we caught you, Magic. Magic, you need to sit down somewhere, brother. You look sad, you look stupid. And you are out there caping for these, I guess you guys call yourselves, caping for master. Trying to make us look bad for master. Again, the Democrats always get 80% plus black men vote. 83% up for the last few elections. I think that thing slipped to 79 with Joe Biden, right? And it's looking worse for Kamala. They say Joe Biden got 79%, I think, or so, of the black male vote. Clinton got 83%. The female Clinton got 83% of the black male vote. And now they're saying Harris, she done slip down even further. Look like she might get 73, right? It might go from Hillary at 83 to Kamala at 73. That's what it's looking like right now, okay? So that would be the lowest that they've ever gotten with the black male vote. But check it. The black female vote has also slipped. And Harris right now is looking like she's going to get 10 points less than Hillary got. So again, it's not just the black men. It's also black females. What it is black people. We're getting fed up with the Democratic Party. But who are they going to sign for the ass cutting? The black man. But one other thing I want to talk about. I also see that our white American brothers and sisters, they're not voting for the Democrats either. All right. So Stacey Abrams, I went back and I looked at the numbers of black men that supported Stacey Abrams. Where did we support her in the numbers? And guess what I found out, Tobias? I was going to say great surprise, but it's not a great surprise because I already knew this was going to be the outcome. So we gave Stacey Abrams the same amount of support that we gave Hillary Clinton. I mean, exactly the same amount in Georgia. So Stacey Abrams got about 83% of the black male vote, okay? Black women gave Stacey Abrams 90%. So again, black men gave Hillary Clinton 83% of our vote, right? Joe Biden about 79. Black men gave Stacey Abrams 83% of our vote. And all you could hear before Stacey Abrams' gubernatorial run here in Georgia is that black men were not supporting Stacey Abrams because she's a woman. They don't support black women. Black men don't support black women. That's all we kept hearing over and over and over again, right? Now, nationwide, we supported the Democrats for the last few elections about that 80 to 85% mark, right? Here in Georgia, we gave it 83%. That's about what we do, right? That's what we get. And then other black men vote Republican. That's a lot of votes. You got 83% of our votes, and you still complain. But guess how many white male votes you got? Stacey Abrams got 33% of the white male vote. And white women gave her 35% of their vote. Now, I just told you, black women gave Stacey Abrams 90% of their vote. Black men gave Stacey Abrams 83% of their vote. White men gave her 33% of their vote. White women gave her 35% of their vote. Male Latinos gave Stacey Abrams 55% of their vote. Female Latinos gave Stacey Abrams 55% of their vote. Asians gave Stacey Abrams 50% and less of the vote. Okay? I just wanted to give you guys that information. This is data that I just looked up this morning. Just to prove how black men have always been supportive of the Democratic Party. And we've always been supportive of women. So with Hillary Clinton, she got 83% of the vote. The highest male group in America was black men who gave their vote to Hillary Clinton. We were the highest group at 83%. Okay, so I just want to bring that out. And I think they said we were 16% of the electorate. And she got all of that, meaning Hillary Clinton, all those votes she got from black men. Here in Stacey Abrams, I forgot the exact number of how many black men voted. She got all this male support, black male support from black men. Again, 83%. But all the other men are under us, but yet we're the ones that's assigned for the tongue lashing. And we're the ones that get the whip. All right, I'm at 26 minutes, so I want to start wrapping it up. But I want a name call. So this is my list of line crossers, right? And I look at you guys, man, I tell you, boy, the older I get, the more I can't stand you guys. I tell you, boy, my grandfathers and the fathers before me, they were real men. And I remember being this little, super liberal little guy coming up, and I was like, why y'all feel this way about our people? I would really rail on them, how they would come down on certain people. Even my grandfather, he would come down on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I mean, he would come down on him hard. Just sometimes I'd be like, ooh, granddaddy, please. Like, man, I love Dr. King. Why are you doing him like that, right? But what he was aiming at certain things that he saw that was acquiescent to power, right? Even he could see back then there were certain things that Dr. King was doing where he was being submissive to power. And my grandfather didn't like it. And he did like when Stokely Carmichael, Malcolm X, and others would chide Dr. King and make Dr. King, move his position a bit away from being so submissive to the dominant society, right? And I didn't understand that when he would talk about that when I was young. Now I get it. So we called out Barack Hussein Obama. Shameful. Magic Johnson. We caught you, brother. We caught you. That's sad, brother. Wendell Pierce. Wendell Pierce is such a shill. It's sad, brother. I don't even know where you're coming from anymore. But when I listen to you politically, I say to myself, man, this guy's a fool. This guy is a fool. Who is this man? And why is he speaking for us? Spike Lee. Oh, my goodness. Now, I'm a fan of Spike, man, all the way back. We went to the same college together. Man, Spike is one of my dudes. But Spike, man, to see you shilling for this dingy black woman that y'all trying to put on top of empire, brother, where's the revolution in you? Man, you went from wake up to straight asleep. Good God almighty, bro. You went from wake up to Kamala Harris. Man, you have fallen asleep, brother. Good God almighty, bro. You are. And Pastor Jamal Bryant. He and I went to Morehouse together. And he was also a client of mine for a couple of years. And we had a lot of talks, man. One time, I even tried to give him shahada, Pastor Jamal Bryant, for those who don't know this story, right? Those of you who know me personally, you may know the story. But Pastor Jamal Bryant almost became Muslim at my hand. We used to have a lot of back and forths and a lot of debates, and all I would do is just bring out, Ahmed Deedat books and share things from Ahmed Deedat books with him and go back and forth with Christian scripture. And, he got to the point where he was like, hey, man, I really can't go against any of this stuff, right? Like what your man is saying in these books, Ahmed Deedat's like, yeah, this stuff, it sounds to me, it looks like sound teaching. And then he and I would have our own personal talks about everything from polygamy. And, he has a problem with that. The brother has a problem with these women. He liked the women. And it's not a problem. It's not a problem, right? He liked the women, right? But men like women. That's what we do. And that's how we build. And there's a way for us to deal with that through scripture. There is a spiritual way that God has given men to deal with our nature. and to deal also with the nature of women. It's just not the male nature. It's also the female nature to be to work in tandem with what we call polygyny. And this brother has always been a handsome guy that was vocal, and he did stand up for good things. He stood up for righteousness. He's a good brother. I mean, he really is, right? He's made some mistakes as regards, how the white man's religion say he should act. He's had these women and children outside of wedlock, but all that would have been settled with polygyny. Right? See, Islam has a solution for that. We have a solution for that. We understand the nature of men and women. And that would have been solved if he went on and took Shahada. But he didn't. He acknowledged the truth of Islam to me in my business. He acknowledged the truth of Islam to me and said that I'm gonna tell you this is God's honest truth. I went lie on his brother. And the brother came out and said, look, man, he just told me. He said, I believe in Islam. I believe what you're saying is right. I believe in your concept of Tawheed, the one God. I believe that Muhammad was a messenger. He believed it. He said, but I can't become Muslim, man. That would really disappoint my father. At this time, his father was still alive. That would really disappoint my father, and it will remove me from being the leader of what it is that my father established. It will remove me from all of this hard work and toil that my father and his fathers put into the church for all these years. He said, I couldn't do that. It would be like a walking away from all of that work. That's what he told me. And that's the truth. I have no reason at all to sit here and lie on Pastor Jamal Bryant. Okay, and I'm not trying to get any clout about using his name and telling that story, because I don't move like that. I don't care about clout and stuff like that. I looked at some of my videos. You guys, like 10 of y'all have looked at some of these videos, and only one person liked them. Right? So I'm not here trying to get any clout by calling out Pastor Jamal Bryant and saying that, he and I, we were close brothers at one time. We were close, right? And but I got to tell you, Jamal, boy, you out there simping. Boy, my brother is simping. You are simping for the ladies now, brother. You are simping for the Democratic Party. You have become a Democratic shill, sure enough. And I got to tell you, man, I'm disappointed in you. And when I see you, we can sit down and talk over a cigar. I'm going to get your butt. Brother, you out there simping, and trying to make black men look bad. Using scripture and everything to try to make the black man look bad, because people are walking away from the Democratic Party. Yeah, brother and sis, I got to close it up at 32 minutes. I'm getting long. It's not just about the Democratic. I'm sorry. It's not just about misogyny or chauvinism. We don't like Kamala Harris. Black folks never did. I don't know why y'all surprised. Right? She only got 6% of the black support when she ran the first time. And again, Biden got 46%. Bernie Sanders got 18%. The other woman is what claims she had Native American ancestry. I forget her name at the moment. She had the other percentage. Amy Klobuchar had a percentage. Even Pete Buttigieg, a homosexual white man, he had 1 point more than Kamala Harris. He had 7%. So we act like why are we surprised? Black people did not like her. We saw her as fake and phony early on. We saw her as top cop early on. So we shouldn't be surprised that people right now do not like this woman. So because I'm getting long, I want to go ahead and cut this video off. Yeah, y'all keep it up. Keep coming at black men. And black men, those who are listening, be proud of your stance. Hold your head up high. Do not bow down. Do not buck dance. Do not feel afraid. And look here, stick your chest out and vote for who you think is best for your interests. That's what you do. And do not cave under the pressure of these sycophants, these Democratic shills. Do not cave under the pressure of these knucklehead sellout Oreos and clowns. Don't. Keep your heads up, be proud, be stern, be strong, and show them, as we've always shown America, what manhood is, right? Show them how real manhood works. It's not about misogyny, and it's not about being a chauvinist. It's just about being a man, a real natural man. That's it for the chocolate shake. If you liked the episode, please like it. And if you have not already, please subscribe to my channel. I love y'all. Take care. Peace.